Welcome to the first official Swocast on YouTube. This is going to be the place to find video games, nothing new. We're going to be doing some series called Off the Shelf, where I'm going to pull games off the shelf and play them. You're also not going to get many reviews. You'll get some opinions and some price points, but maybe talk about the historical significance of games, seeing what the game's hook was and seeing if it was brought forward. But the purpose of today's video is thanks to the guys over at the Game Chasers. You've got the Chodes, you've got Jay, and you've got that other guy, the long-haired hippie guy, whatever his name is. But special thanks to those guys. Kind of encouraged me to go out and start looking for games. If you're lucky enough to live in a town that has vintage game shops, used game shops, mom and pops, not GameStop, you can get some really choice stuff there, but the problem is, of course, you're going to be paying a premium for it. And you'll never guess where a lot of their stock comes from. One, it comes from trade-ins from folks like you and I who maybe don't know the value of our games or no longer have a use for our games. But two, they send folks around to all the local pawn shops, thrift stores, and if the season is right, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, etc. So today, I went to my local Salvation Army, which I've been regularing, if that's a real word, for a couple of weeks. Usually what I had done is just check the shelf and whatever they had, and found a little bit of tiny success. It's a couple of Genesis games, a couple of PS2 games. They always have plenty of sports games in stock, which we know are always skippers, and a lot of just really common games like SOCOM 1 and ATV Off-Road and Tony Hawk's and stuff like that. So I was getting game here, game there, nothing special. But last week I went in and checked the shelves, found nothing of interest, so I decided to go ask somebody if they had some cartridges in the back. He went back 5 minutes later. He came up with 3 Sega Genesis games, nothing special. Sonic the Hedgehog 1, a Power Rangers game, and James Pond. 2 of those complete in box. Well, all 3 were complete in box. One of the boxes, the Power Rangers game, was smashed up pretty good, but all still complete with box, complete in box. Today I went, and they had a ton of games on the shelves, but they were all PS2 commons. They were some Xbox games, nothing special at all. So I asked the gentleman if he had any more in the back, and he said, no, this is all we've got. And I said, oh, well, last week a gentleman was kind enough to walk in the back and see if they had anything. He's like, all right, well, I'll be back in a minute. So a couple minutes later, he comes out, but he comes out with the guy that runs the kind of little technology booth in the back where he fixes up computers, and he's in charge of all the electronics and electronic media. So he comes out with a handful of games, and he's like, hey, is this interesting for you? I'm like, yeah, I'll take all 3 of those. And he says, what's a fair price? Sorry for the hand. And I was like, well, I don't know. And he said, how's $10 for the 4 of them? No problem. And we talked for a few minutes, and I said, well, hey, would it be cool if I gave you my number and you just let me know if there's anything that ever comes in? And he said, sure, yeah, no problem. He goes back, comes back with a pen, piece of paper, writes down my name, and then I had mentioned to him why I was looking for games, not for reselling at all, but for collecting, that I play most of the games I get. Some do just sit on the shelves, like I'm never going to touch Sonic the Hedgehog 1 or 2 ever again, but they're in the collection now. So he said, oh, well, I used to have a Nintendo, but it broke. It doesn't work anymore. And, I fixed the systems in the back as best I can and put them out if they're working. And he said, oh, I got a really weird one. I said, oh, what was it? And he said, I don't know. It plays like Nintendo games and motion games and stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, it's just a Wii. And I said, well, I don't have an original Nintendo. What I have is a Retron 5. And you guys know what that is. Plays Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Famicom, Sega Genesis, and Master System, and GBA games. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. How does it work? Blah, 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 talk. And so he was describing this machine. I'm like, well, do you mind if I take a look at it? So he's like, yeah, come with me in the back. So I go in the back, and he takes me to his little corner, and my eyes light up. There's a whole shelf full of stuff. And when I say shelf, I mean 4 shelves. 4 shelved dresser? Is that it? Basically those cheapy stands that have 4 shelves. Anyways, he's like, well, hey, he showed me what it was, and it was a cheapy 35 game-in-one Wii knockoff, which was utter garbage. But I looked at the other stuff, and I was like, is any of this stuff for sale? And he said that he has to try and piece some of them together, that he normally doesn't put them on shelves until all the parts come in. And looking on the shelves, I was like, can I buy some of these things? And he's like, sure. This one's missing a power cable and AV cords. It's like, no, I can get those online, not a problem. So, yeah, the moral of the story is I walked out of there spending $58.63 on what, you might ask. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse the camera's field of view, and then we're going to get a taste of exactly what I got, if I can figure out how to do it. So rotate. First up, we've got I think this is a second-gen Sega Genesis, which I've never had because I have my original launch Sega Genesis from when I was a kid. Still works beautifully, but as you guys can see, this one's got the 32X attached, which I've never owned. The crazy thing about everything that this guy sold me was he asked me how much it was worth to buy, not how much was it worth. Again, I told him I'm in it for collecting and for playing, not for reselling. So he said, $15 fair? Or no, he said 20. I was like, it's got no cords, it's got no controllers. He's like, how about 15? So I said, yep. All right, no problem. So with that $15, though, there was a bag of Game Boy games, Nintendo handheld games, since it's going to span a couple generations. And I said, hey, I'll take all of these too. So what he did was he taped the Game Boy games, the Nintendo handheld games, the bag of them to the back of this and slapped a $15 price tag on it. So we'll take a look and see what exactly was there of the Nintendo handheld. So you see a couple of DS games. Got Nintendogs, the Dachshund and Friends. We've got Sims 2 Pets, which I have no intention on ever playing. We have got an 8 megabyte PS2 card, which was just a nice little bonus. I do have the PS2 hooked up. Home on the Range, Disney's. I have a 4-year-old son. I'm sure he'll inherit our DSi and get to play that one. And then this one I'm super happy with for me. We've got Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So I'm looking forward to playing that. Kirby, I've gotten into them. Super fun games. Scrolling down, there is some garbage here. E.T. the Extraterrestrial Digital Companion. Practically worthless, but it was in the bag. We've got a horrible-looking Rugrats Time Travelers. I'll leave that up to the son to play. We've got Pokemon Trading Card Game. It's Pokemon, so you know it's worth something. So that'll go on the shelf. Scooting on over, we have got Zubumafu, Zubuland, Playtime in Zubuland. PBS Kids, yeah, I won't be touching that game. We've got Game & Watch Gallery 3 for the Nintendo Game Boy Color. Below that, we've got Harvest Moon. This game's worth a lot of money. If the video game trading magazine is to be believed, it's between $40 and $71. These haven't been tested yet, but there it is. We've also got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and that is for the Game Boy Color. Then we have got Pokemon Gold version. This one's worth about $20-something, so that one's pretty awesome. Not a Pokemon fan, but they're nice to have in the collection. So next up, the very first thing that I saw that I asked him about, which he said, it's got no cables, it's got no this, it's got no that. How about a completely intact Sega Saturn with 2 wireless controllers and the instruction manual for the system? I think that's pretty baller. These are in great shape, as you can see. This is a system I never owned growing up, and in all honesty, it's got no games I want to play on it, so that's a great addition to the collection. The local used game shop, I'm going to ask them if they have cords, but I'm probably going to wind up selling it on eBay just to make the money back on everything. I figure I can get plenty of money for this one to pay it off. I know I said I'm a collector, but this is a system I never got into and I'm not interested in at all. Next up, which was, let's see, how about we show you the price tag? $1.99 for Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii U. Or for the Wii, sorry. I got Super Smash for the Wii U. It's the first Smash game I've ever played. And for the 3DS, same game. But this is pretty awesome, so I'm going to definitely give that one a try. That one's getting kept. Next up, on the bundle of games he originally came out with, we've got Desert Demolition, starring the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote for the Sega Genesis. I'm guessing it's a side-scroller, just like everything else on the Genesis was. This is a super nice find, Super Mario Bros. 3. The cartridge needs some cleaning up, so I'll take a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to it and clean that guy up. But cartridge version, pretty awesome. And I just downloaded it for the 3DS, which turned out to be a pretty bad port. I've also got it on the Wii U, and I have it for the Game Boy Advance. We have got Super Spike Volleyball for the Nintendo. Again, probably a game I'll never play. I might throw it in and give it a try. I remember the original volleyball, the Nintendo version, which I liked. It was the indoor version of volleyball, 6-on-6. But that was in. And then the awesome thing that was also included in this bundle was Seaman Dreamcast. And I'll grab this, and what we'll do is take a quick shot on the inside because it has the microphone and the hookup for it, and that makes it super rare. And let's see if we have some internet funnies here, because I actually never opened up the disc case. It's heavy, and there it is, complete with instructions. So this is a complete in-box, in excellent condition. I mean, there's practically not a mark on this disc. So this is awesome. I know that this is a super quirky Japanese game that developed a cult following, and for some reason some people are calling for a remake or what have you. So anyways, when I went back over to the shelf, I noticed this game. So not only did I get the 32X, I got Virtua Racing Deluxe for it. 32X, again, I've never had, and I'm pretty sure there's no good games for it, but I'm going to have to do some research on that. These are kind of hard to come by from what I've seen, the 32X games, because they're odd. The local game store definitely has a few of them, and I never even looked at the price. I just saw what they had. So the last thing that I picked up in this this dream find of mine, which I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I've got a complete in-box minus the disc, Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All-Stars for the Wii. And it's interesting that it's for the Wii. Sorry, I've got to clean that off a little bit, so I'll definitely get a magic eraser for that. But it's in great shape. All the buttons pop really nice. Might actually keep this, because this might come in handy with Super Smash Brothers if I can configure it right. I don't know what those controls are for. There's a turbo button, LS, DP, RS, left stick, right stick. I don't know. Lock, home. So that's an awesome find. The box isn't too rough, so it's not great. It's definitely dirty. So I got to clean that up. But again, I got all this stuff for $58.63. So big thank you to Brandon at the local Salvation Army. He definitely won my heart and my mind today. I'm definitely gonna be going back at least once a week when he's working and see if they've got anything else. The place had a stack of Wiis, which I don't need. It had a Super Nintendo with no hookups, but I have one of those, and I'm not going to bogart those. I'm not going to take advantage either. Another couple special thanks. I am part of the extended BGB family, so make sure you check out the Better Gaming Bureau online and at the BGB.com. Oh geez, I forgot. Sorry, Big Red. Sorry, Deep Voice. Check those guys out though. Get Coins Dying Trying podcast. It's really funny. Definitely not safe for work, but it's a trio of New Yorkers that joke around a lot. I used to be on their podcast a while ago, but my professional life got in the way, unfortunately. So stay tuned for more videos, and I will talk to you later from the Swocast headquarters. And you can follow me on Twitter at Swocast, SWOCAST. And if you have any questions on what Swocast means, please give me a call, and we will see you later.